Water, water everywhere. And if you live in Chesapeake, it comes straight to you, clean and delicious. That's all thanks to the folks who work in here. We're at the Northwest River Water Treatment Plant, and we're about to learn how they clean our water. I'm here with Billy Fentress, who is the chief operator here at the water treatment plant, and we are at stage number 1. So Billy, the stuff behind us is coming right in from the river, is that correct?
That is correct. This is where the raw water enters our building. This is actually called our rapid mix train area. The raw water comes in. We are adding alum and we're adding caustic in this room here. It's the first stages of our treatment. Okay. This is where we're beginning the stage for flocculation.
Okay, stop. Flocculation. That's a big word, but one you will hear throughout this report. It's the process where chemicals are added to the water supply when it first enters the plant. These chemicals bond together and give microscopic sediments and minerals in the water something to stick to so that they can be easily removed. And this is where it all takes place, the sedimentation basins. Billy, you didn't tell me that you guys had swimming pools back here. What am I looking at?
All right, these are our sedimentation basins. This is actually the beginning of the process where we're removing the organics and the solids from the river water. The water is coming in and it goes through these 4 zones of flocculation. We're starting with what looks like river water. At the very end of this, we're clearing a lot of it up. It's taking all the color out. Okay. Not all the color, but it's taking a lot of the color out and a lot of the solids.
Okay. After the sediment and organics are removed, the water then moves through a series of filters where it continues to get prepped for drinking. It eventually makes its way to the reverse osmosis train, where it's forced through a series of tubes at high pressure. This state-of-the-art purification system was brought online in 1998 to take care of that salty taste in the water that you may remember from decades ago. So this is actually an example of what is in these tubes, right?
That's right. This is an example of an element that's inside. There's 7 of these elements inside each vessel. This is what it is. This is what the actual reverse osmosis element is. And as you see, you can take this coupling off. These are spiral wound.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the water is actually flowing through these layered spiral wound membranes, and the good water is pushed through to the center.
And from here, the water gets stored in this 2 million gallon holding tank. So now if you don't mind, let's head inside, because from what I've learned already, there's actually a human, somebody testing the water all along the way, even though you're already going through all of these awesome processes.
That's right. Through every step of the way, we've got to continue to monitor the processes to make sure our water stays in the right conditions throughout the entire facility.
All right, let's go get some science on in the lab. So now that we know the whole process, I'm heading into the lab. We're gonna get a little scientific here. Got to put all my safety gear on first. We're gonna find out about all the ways they test the water throughout the entire process we just learned. So this is Ryan Maslin, and you have some stuff started for us, but maybe you can give us a quick overview of what the lab does.
Of course, the laboratory, we test the drinking water, of course, the finished water out the systems, basically people's houses, businesses, restaurants, all over the place, just to make sure that we're removing everything that needs to be removed, make sure that you have clear, clean water at the end of the day. That's it, not only aesthetically pleasing, but safe to drink.
So you guys are constantly testing it?
All the time, all day, every day.
Okay. Well, let's start with one of your tests. Let me help you out a little bit.
All right, let's see if there's any hardness.
We started with the hardness test, and we'll tell you why they check for this in just a second. But to begin, I added several drops of a Calmagite indicator and a hardness buffer to a water sample. A titrant solution is then introduced, and through a chemical analysis, the hardness of the water is revealed. The values gained from this tell us that the right amount of purification chemicals are being added in the main plant, and it's all about the color blue.
This blue color with this very little bit of chemical use shows that we don't have any hardness issues in our water. Makes your dishwashers and washing machines last that much longer.
It's better for hair too. Ryan, this is just one of many different tests that you guys do here. How often are you testing the water?
We're testing the water at least every 4 hours, which equates to about 326,000 analyses every year.
Wow.
So basically, day, night, 24/7, we're here making sure that you have not only clear water, but you have safe water that meets all the federal and state regulations.
Keeping a close eye on the quality of our water here in Chesapeake.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm gonna go and check out some of those other tests then. I caught up with senior chemist Nikki Webb, who is one of several chemists who perform daily tests on our water. She was in the middle of jar testing, which replicates the larger process we saw in progress out in the plant. So now, like you said, this is similar. This is just a small version of what we saw already.
Yes.
The big.
So what I'm going to show you guys is rapid mix,
Okay.
coagulation, and flocculation. So we're going to add alum sulfate, we're going to add sodium hydroxide, and we're going to add polymer. And we're going to basically create flock.
For all of you who forgot what you learned in science class, like I did, block is actually a combination of bacteria and the small particulates that we're trying to take out of the water, and they clump together and form this fluffy stuff that settles out of the water.
And then we're going to test the color and the turbidity and see if our alum dosage in the water treatment plant is best for optimal treatment.
So this is all a way, you're using the same chemicals as you use outside, but this is a way for you to find out how much you need.
Yes.
Because the water constantly changes?
Exactly.
What's next?
So now that we're finished, I think I'm going to recommend a dosage, an alum dosage of 210. So what I'll do is I'll get with my administrator and see if he agrees, and we'll go back into the control room and set the dosage at 210.
Okay. Great work, Nikki. Thank you.
Thank you.
There are several other chemists at our water treatment plants, including a bacteriologist who is not confined to the walls of the plant. So you guys don't just test the water on site, but you actually go out to where it's coming out of faucets and you test it there too, is that right?
Yes, we actually go out into the distribution system and we collect 180 samples, and we collect them from businesses, public buildings, restaurants, and houses. And this is all for the health department to ensure that the water is safe to drink.
Okay, safety is key here. So you have a couple of samples for us actually of
Yes.
things that you're looking for.
Yes, I have two samples here. One is a sample of water as it's being processed, and the other one is water after it's been processed.
Okay.
As you can see, the one where the water is being processed, all the green colonies, those are coliform and they're bad. And we add chloramines to the water to remove this.
Okay.
And then here is a sample after the chloramine's been added, and you can see there's nothing there.
Looks like nothing.
Completely
Yeah,
clear.
that's good clear water.
Yes.
Great. So we've seen the whole process that they do here at the Northwest River Water Treatment Plant, and we saw they go from this to this. Nice, clean drinking water straight to your home. For Whatever Works, I'm Elizabeth Vaughn.